my name's Joy / Fairy Liquid. Welcome to the magical land of JingJangJooJong, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do 4 balloon swords. Oh, that's right, not just 1, not just 2, but not just 3, but 4. And of course, as with all my other videos, these are crowd pleasers. These are balloons that the kids actually like, and they're balloons that you can do quickly. They're great for beginners. They're great for any person who's like adding to another string to their bow. Maybe you do face painting already and you just want something else so you can just whip out another skill. And of course, you know, as entertainers, there's another thing that just adds another level to my kids' parties that I do. So it's just fantastic. So it's great to have you here. Are you ready? Let's get started with number 1. And it's the quickest balloon. It's the quickest balloon that you can make, and it's also the quickest sword, and it's also the best sword, really. I don't really think, you know, well, I don't know, it's all a personal favourite, isn't it? Anyway, so just tie it. There we go. And just down the other end, you'll see that there's only hardly any spare balloon left over there, because we really don't need any extra. So just give it a little squish, squishy squish. I'm just going to bend it over like that. You can see that I've got about 2 hands behind it, but it doesn't really, don't have to be exact. All right, and then we're just going to squeeze together, squeeze, 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 and rotate one side like that. If it's the very first balloon that you've made, it might be a little bit more like moment. Just squash all the air all the way to the end, and then we're going to pass the end through here like this. Pulling all the way. It's quite fun when that is the right size for the balloon, because it just doesn't, it's just better. Okay, so there is our simple balloon. There's your fastest balloon there ever, and it does the job, and really there's no point going anywhere different with that one unless you want to do a pirate sword. Hermy hearties, let's blow this one up. So here's another 260. This one is gold, so I've got gold and silver. Ooh, but you can do in any colour. They're universally accepted. Right, and tie that. Now, you can leave a slight bit extra for this one, because again, we won't be doing loads of twists, but you will need to leave a little bit extra in the end. So again, just bend it over, about 2 hands worth. Again, squash together and turn like that. And then we're going to do 3 bubbles. So we're going to go 1, 2. The bubbles are about the size of 2 of my fingers, but they're all even sizes. That's the most important thing, to get them all even. And 3. And I'm just going to pass that through there. Again. Just squash all the air to the end. And then usually pirate swords, they're kind of bent upwards, so you can give it a little bend there, and you have your pirate sword. So that's a brilliant one to bring out at fancy dress parties. Now the next one that we're going to do is a knight's sword. This one's just slightly different. It's got a little bit of it's just a little slightly more complicated to do, but really not that complicated. So just tie the balloon, and what we're going to do is take about 2 hand spans, maybe just slightly longer. This is going to be the handle part. You don't want it to be too small. And then 4 fingers worth, something like that. If you just bend it around like that, and then we're going to squash that joint in with that one there. So squash in and twist and rotate. Remember to pull away that side so we don't have too much friction. Then we're going to make 2 or 3 more of these. Okay, so again, just turning it around, twisty, twisty, twisty. I'm going to do another one. There we go. Now, I just bring the sword underneath the 3 of those, and I'm just turning them, just twisting them so that they're all flat like that. Now, I don't want to do a 4th twist. I could, if I'd had more air in the balloon, I could do, but I've completely used it up. I can feel it's going to pop if I do any more. But that is actually quite a good, like knight sword there. It's a little bit more elaborate because it's not too flippy floppy. You want them to be able to, you know, kids want to bash each other. They don't want it to feel like, you know, that there's no air in it. Okay, so now I'm going to do a lightsaber, which is very similar to the purple balloon that we did just now. And it's just going to use much smaller little sort of petals, I don't know what you call them, loops, you know, around the handle, much smaller. So just tie your balloon, give it a squishy, squishy, squishy. I'll show you how much I've got left. Oh, I've hardly got any left there at all. Let's hope this doesn't pop. So think about 2 hands for the handle, 2 hands worth, nice long handle. You don't want it to be too short. And then instead of doing like big loops that we did like on the last one, we're going to do smaller ones. And they do need to be soft, these bubbles. So give it a little squidge, give it a little twist. So I've got about 3 fingers behind that there, 2 or 3 fingers, and just bring it down on itself like that. I'm going to pull up, turn around and release like that to give that shape. Give it a little squishy, squishy, going to do it again. So pull it down to make a semicircle, push those 2 bits together and then just join like that. Turning, turning, turning. We're going to do another one. Ideally, I'd do 4, but 3's okay, and I don't want this balloon to pop. So I'm just going to just do that one there. And then you need just to pull the balloon into the centre of those ones that you've done. That's it, like that. Sort of straighten it all up a bit. Make sure all the air's being pushed down to the end. I'm just going to rotate these so that they're all like the right direction. It's much nicer when they're all perfect shape, but they're not here, but it doesn't matter because kids are going to go wild with it anyway. Now, I'm not a fan of these apart from using at Star Wars parties because these balloons, they've just kind of got a bit of an angle to them, and then they're a bit floppy. They're not just not as good really. So I do prefer the other ones, particularly the first sword and the pirate sword are my favourites. So there we have it, 4 swords, nice and simple. Now you want to click on, when it comes up in a moment, my balloon belt, because it's very simple and you need to have something to put the balloon in. If you need to, you may wish to use that as a prize rather than, you know, well, it depends how much time you've got ballooning for the children, doesn't it? It's just really simple, but it just makes such another element to the experience.